Hi guys, welcome back to the 12 days of foundation, day 6. Today I am testing out a foundation that I have wanted to try for the past 6 years perhaps. I have no idea why I just picked it up recently, but it is the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. And when I started watching YouTube in around 2011, this and Revlon Color Stay and Neutrogena Healthy Glow were the only thing that anybody ever used. And I have since reviewed the NARS Stick Foundation, the Radiant Longwear or whatever that was, and I really liked both of them, so I list them down below. So I'm very curious to test this out. If you missed the first few days of the 12 days of foundation, I will have them linked down below along with shades that I am in other foundations and some other oily skin content. So let's go ahead and get started. So like I mentioned, the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation is an absolute classic. It's been around for a long time. I don't know if people are still using it. I feel like maybe outside of YouTube, people are still probably using it. But this retails for $59 Canadian, 47 American. You're getting how much product in here? A full fluid ounce. I'm wearing the shade Syracuse, which is what I generally wear in NARS foundations, and I find it to be a pretty good match. One thing I did notice about this foundation was when I went to the Sephora website to check the prices, I was like, how many shades are in this foundation? It looks like so little when it kind of shows all the blocks of color, and there's 20 shades, so it's pretty good. Of course, we're kind of in a 40 shade world right now. I guess they have not expanded since this launched, but there's still 20 shades. Like, that's still pretty good. It just looks like so few now by comparison to the foundations that have like 30, 40, 45 shades in them. So not bad. This doesn't come with a pump. You can purchase a pump with it, or I think you can use the Max Studio Fix pump on there. I can't totally remember. So kind of old school packaging there as well. Still very beautiful. It's glass, so you can see your shade through there. This claims to be good for normal to dry skin, medium coverage, and I believe they say it's a natural finish. Yeah, it has a natural finish in there as well. So I'm going to prime one half of my face. I think I'm going to use a brush today to see the coverage. And although it's called a sheer glow, I believe, and what they're claiming there on the Sephora website is really it's more of a medium buildable, but perhaps it can start out as sheer, but we will see. Let's go ahead and get this on my face. I haven't used a foundation that doesn't have like a pump on it in a while, I feel like, or it's been like in a squeezy tube or whatever it may be. Messy, I forgot. I remember reviewing the, what was it? Oh, the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and that doesn't have a pump on it either. And I mentioned it in my review, maybe once or twice, and I wasn't like irate about it, but this guy came and commented. It was like this huge chunk of a paragraph, and it was like, who cares that doesn't have a pump, let it go, like, oh my god. And I was like, I really am not bothered that much by having a pump, but it's a review, so I'm gonna mention it. So he was very sensitive to that topic, but I think we're all pretty much on the same page that a pump is preferred, or a squeezy tube. You just waste, you can waste product sometimes too, and it just can get messy. This looks really good. Let me know if you have tried this. I feel like it's such a classic. I feel like I'm really late on like a lot of the classic foundations. Like, I just reviewed the Lancome. I only reviewed Estee Lauder Double Wear last year. I don't know why it takes me so long to try the classics, but so far they have not failed me. But yeah, I am having a little bit of a hard time with these reviews because I don't know what my skin is doing. And if I'm being totally honest, I had a bit of a breakdown after I reviewed day 5, because I was like, my skin is not oily, and I don't know who I am without oily skin, and I don't know if it's going to change back or what's happening. And it seems like so silly and trivial to be like having a breakdown about your skin type, and I'm like, everything's lasting on my face. I don't understand, which is like my dream world. I always wanted my foundation to last on my skin and not be like dripping with oil. But now that it's happening, I'm kind of like, I don't know, like, I pride myself on having actual reviews that are helpful to people, to show you flash photo how something actually lasts on the skin, instead of just like putting it on your face and then like being like, it looks great, and then video is over. I want to do the wear test. I want to do the flash photo test. I want to be actually helpful. So I'm just, I don't know. I feel a little bit confused. It's like if you went into work and for some reason your task or your talents at work had totally changed, and then you don't really know like how to brand yourself or where to place yourself. I don't know. It's not that deep, but at the same time I'm like just so confused. So I hope you're still enjoying this series, and the other really hard part about it for me is that I'm pre-filming all these videos, because I hate when people start a series and they're like, I'm doing Vlogmas or I'm doing whatever, and then they disappear halfway through. So that's why I pre-film everything for the most part, to ensure that you get the full 12 days, no matter if I get sick or I know I'm going on vacation, so I want to get it all done. So I have no idea what your reaction is to that series, so that's why it's a little scary to like pre-film 12 videos without having like any reaction or any feedback from you. And I know I talked about this in my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop review, because I remember with that one, a few times when I wore it, I didn't wear powder, and I was like, is everyone gonna leave me? And you guys were like, no, relax, it's not that big a deal. So maybe it's not that big a deal, I don't know. And if it's your first time watching my channel, you might be like, who is this person? Why does she think we care what her oil glands do? But I don't know. Anyways, we'll see. I'll keep putting foundations on my face. I'll never stop, but I don't know. I just don't know how to describe my skin type, but I will continue to test the foundations, and I will continue to like, I still know what a good foundation for oily skin is going to feel like on my face. It might also just be the time of year too, and like I said, I am inside a lot lately, just really doing a lot of work and not out like running around. Anyways, I think this foundation looks amazing. I think it looks so good. I'm really happy with the color match. It looks super natural. There's a little bit of a sheen to my skin, but overall I think it looks really good. I feel like I have a good medium coverage. It's not super full. I didn't put a ton on my face. Like I said before, if you have an oilier skin type, I always recommend putting as little foundation on your face as possible to prevent anything from getting cakey or oily or heavy on your face. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, take some photos, a flash photo as well, and I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. I filmed a mini tutorial on Instagram using some new Quo holiday stuff, so I will list that down below. It should be on my Instagram by now. A couple hits and misses, but so far I think the foundation looks really good, really natural on the skin, and I'm so happy with the shade match. I love that NARS consistently keeps the shades the same when they launch new foundations. It just makes it so much easier, and it just makes sense. I really appreciate that they do that. For photos, I thought it looked pretty good here in my studio lighting. It looked great, really natural. When I took the flash photo, I didn't see any flashback, but it's definitely got a little bit of a sheen. It loses its warmth, but I feel like that's bound to happen when you take a photo in a dark hallway holding your camera right in front of you with the flash directly at you, but it did perform well. I didn't note anyways here in Canada that it has any SPF in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and wear this for a few hours, and I will check back with you in some natural light. Hey guys, coming to you with a check-in in some natural daylight so you can see what it looks like a little bit better. I feel like it's a little bit patchy. I don't know if that's my human error or the foundation, but immediately after I applied it, I felt like around my cheeks it looks a little bit patchy. I don't know if it's my bronzer application or the foundation itself, because this is the same bronzer that I've been wearing for the past 6 days, I believe. I think I've worn the same bronzer, so I don't know, but there's no oil push through. Everything looks good. I feel like it has oxidized maybe slightly. Rue is sitting here at my desk and it's too cute. Hi, BB. She's sitting on my desk here like a little administrative assistant, aren't you? Are you my assistant? Anyways, I think the foundation looks good, but similar to some of these other foundations, it seems like they look really good on application, but they don't stay looking fresh. Like, I'd really love to kind of like spray my face. You see what I mean about it looking kind of patchy? It's not as bad in person, and I have been touching my face a little bit, but like it doesn't feel like it would transfer, but I feel like it looks a little bit patchy, and I feel like it was kind of like that on application anyway. So I'll continue to wear it for a few more hours, and I will check back with you at the end of the night. And we're back. There's oil on my face. Hallelujah. I never thought I'd be excited to see oil coming through on my face, but here it is. That being said, I do feel like it held up well. It doesn't look like it's patched away. I did talk about some concerns I had about it looking a little patchy on application. That being said, I don't think it looks bad, but if I was to recommend one NARS foundation, it would be the Long Wear Radiant, I believe it was, that I will have listed down below. I also really liked their stick foundation. A lot of people didn't like that, but it's a nice kind of lighter coverage option. So those would be my two recommendations, and they also have more shades in those ranges, I'm pretty sure, which will make it easier for you to find your shade. As for this foundation, I don't know how I feel about it. Oh god. I feel like it may have slightly oxidized on my skin, which may have caused some of the unevenness. It did last well on my skin, but I don't feel like, I don't know, I feel like it doesn't look as natural on my skin as I want it to, and I think you get more coverage out of the Long Wear Radiant and you get lighter coverage out of the stick. So those would probably be my two recommendations, but like I said, this is a very new foundation to me. I did want to try it out with you though, so I thought it looked really good on application, really smooth, really natural. So perhaps if you have, as they recommend this foundation to be for normal to dry skin and you're not potentially going to set it, then maybe it would end up looking better, or maybe if I had given it kind of a spritz throughout the day. Now that my oils have kind of pushed through, I actually like the way it looks better than it did probably 3 hours ago. It's Rue scratching her post if you can hear that, but because I thought it looked a little bit almost cakey on the skin, and now that it's oilier, oddly enough, or maybe not oddly enough, but it looks a little bit more natural on the skin. So maybe I put too much powder and set it down too much, but no more than I really normally would have with any other foundation to kind of ensure that it stays in place. So I like it. I don't absolutely love it. I do, however, love the Long Wear Radiant. That is my #1 recommendation from NARS. Love their creamy concealer as well. So I'm gonna need to play around with this a little bit more. Let me know, was this ever your favorite? Did you never get around to trying it like myself? I think it's okay, but it's definitely not my favorite from NARS at the moment anyway. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for day 7 coming tomorrow. And if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.